I want to welcome you to part 2 of a series of short video guides that we will be offering throughout the summer about how to get back on a bike. My name is James Wilson. I'm the Executive Director of Bike Delaware and a lead volunteer for AARP Delaware. If it's been a few years, or maybe even more than a few years since you last rode, the basic motivation for these videos is to address concerns that you may have about getting back on a bike. Before we jump right in, however, let me make 2 quick notes. First, in addition to Bike Delaware and AARP, these videos have also been made possible with support from the League of American Bicyclists, Newcastle County, and the Greater Wilmington Convention and Visitors Bureau. Okay, let's go. While cycling is a fundamentally healthy activity for people of every age and every ability, and that definitely includes people with significant health challenges and disabilities, before we start, I would like to remind you to please consult with your physician before beginning any exercise program. Okay, in the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about 5 strategies for avoiding crashes. Strategy number 1. Here is the unfortunate reality. Some roads in Delaware are especially unsafe for people on bikes. Roads like DuPont Highway or Coastal Highway are, of course, far from unique in Delaware. There are roads like these all over the country. And all over the country, it's on roads like these where serious and fatal bicycle crashes disproportionately occur. For some people who rely on bicycles for transportation, roads like these are sometimes simply unavoidable. A prominent example in Delaware is the international students who come to Delaware in the summer to work in the tourism sector in Sussex County and have no alternative to using Coastal Highway to get where they need to go. If you have the privilege of doing so, however, the single most effective thing you can do when riding in Delaware is to avoid high-speed, multi-lane, commercial roads like DuPont Highway and Coastal Highway. More generally, if you can, choose lower speed streets instead of higher speed roads whenever and wherever you can. Route choice is an example of a strategy that reduces your potential exposure to vehicle conflicts, especially serious ones. Our next most important strategy does that as well. It turns out that not all drivers are always careful and attentive. So, after route choice, our number 2 safe riding strategy is to be aware of the traffic in our vicinity so that we can minimize the chance that bad or inattentive drivers can hurt us. Traffic awareness, however, is not necessarily an admonition to try to pay attention to every car and every driver at all times, which is clearly impossible. Instead, traffic awareness involves recognizing that most serious and fatal bicycle crashes occur at intersections, including driveways, and that paying careful attention to vehicle movements when approaching and moving through an intersection, and being prepared to yield to drivers at those intersections is the essence of defensive riding. Good traffic awareness is easier to have when you always feel comfortable and in control of your bicycle. When you are uncertain about control of your bicycle and are paying more attention to that, you have less attention left over for traffic awareness. So part of being able to use this important strategy is feeling comfortable and in control when you're riding your bike. If you don't feel that way all the time on your bike, you might want to consider buying a different bike on which you feel more confident and comfortable riding 100% of the time. Strategy number 3, however, is about increasing our visibility to drivers. I call this strategy get noticed. Some of this might be pretty obvious. For example, if you're going to do any night riding, a white light in front and a red light behind is essential. But there are also a few tactics which might be a little less obvious. For example, drivers are more likely to notice a bicycle that is moving than one that is stopped. Experienced cyclists can take advantage of this by keeping a little bit of forward momentum as we approach stop sign intersections, yielding to any vehicles already in the intersection, but using that forward momentum to increase our visibility to other vehicles approaching the intersection. We can also increase our visibility to drivers by confidently taking the lane, i.e. riding at or near the center of a regular travel lane rather than hugging the curb. Strategy number 4 is, I think, pretty intuitive. Don't go too fast. What do I mean by too fast? If you are going so fast that you can feel the amount of attention that you are paying to keeping control of your bike has noticeably increased, that means you have less attention available to pay to nearby vehicle traffic or to other factors that could cause a crash. The most common reason why your speed might increase is if you are descending a hill. While Delaware is not exactly Colorado in its hilliness, we still have a few hills, and some are pretty steep. Most people find riding down hills one of the most fun things about cycling, and I'm not here to rain on your parade, but the brakes on your bike can be used for more than just stopping. If you start feeling a little uncomfortable because of the speed you are picking up going downhill, don't be shy about using your brakes to slow to a speed where you feel comfortably in control of your bike. Okay, here it is. The last strategy for safe riding is road conditions awareness. We're talking potholes, debris, sand, dead critters, live critters. Most solo crashes are caused by not paying enough attention to road conditions, so paying attention to what's in front of your front wheel is important. Fortunately, most crashes due to road conditions are not as serious as crashes with motor vehicles. Your ability to notice unsafe road conditions is similar to your ability to have good traffic awareness. This is easier to do when you feel comfortable and in control of your bicycle. When you are uncertain about your control of your bicycle and are paying more attention to that, you have less attention left over for either traffic awareness or road conditions awareness. So part of being able to use both strategy number 2 and strategy number 5 is feeling comfortable and in control riding your bike. If you don't feel that way all the time on your bike, you should consider buying a different bike that you feel more confident and comfortable riding.
We hope you have enjoyed today's AARP Delaware video guide on how to get back on a bike. You can join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 noon to get more tips on cycling and to learn about beautiful bike trails here in Delaware. And don't forget to register for our virtual bike challenge by clicking on the link below or go to aarp.org/DE and find more resources and local offerings from AARP.